Hello there, and welcome to the sixth episode of Fika with Matthew. Crazy. Today is kind of like a very hectic last minute episode because it's my last day at home before beginning my journey to Sweden, which is crazy to think about. Today was my last day home, and tomorrow I'm going down to Boston for a couple days to visit friends. I fly out of Boston on Saturday. Today is currently Tuesday. So basically, today it's been just running around, doing last minute errands, printing out documents, and doing final packing to make sure I am ready. Currently, one suitcase looks like it's all set to go. Another suitcase is 2 pounds over, so we're gonna have to tighten the belt on that one and either figure out where to put this item that's overweighing it or just get rid of it. And determining what said item is going to be if we lose one. To be honest, like there is no fika today. There is no fika today. I'm eating like half a molasses cookie that I got earlier in the day and was planning to use for this fika, but the fika kept getting postponed because the day is just getting away from me. Literally in about an hour, less than an hour actually, my family is coming over and we're doing like a little barbecue in the backyard and just spending some quality time before I leave for like the next 2 years, which is crazy. It's kind of really weird to think like I've been home all summer, basically just getting ready for this trip, like working a lot to save money, making sure all of my documents are ordered, setting up all my appointments, finding housing, like all of the stuff that's required for moving abroad. And I've been very like locked in the grind all summer. And I think I do well in the grind. But now it's kind of like, damn, it's time to go do the thing. Like it's time to go to Sweden. Like I know I've been like planning this for a while, ever since I thought about going back for my master's or thought about, what schools I'd be attending. And then when I got in and then deciding to go, like all of those things, like, yes, I know it's been coming for like a long time, but it's just kind of crazy to think that it's now time to actually go back. Damn, I just realized I'm wearing the exact same thing as I did in my last podcast episode. Oops, yikes. But it's also, most of my clothes have been like sealed away in like those air sealing bags for maybe about a week and a half now. So I've been very bare bones in the clothes of like stuff that I'm not taking. I am taking these jeans, but the shirt is being left behind, unfortunately. Not really, though. It's just a black t shirt. It's kind of weird thinking like where I am going with my life in comparison to like my friends and like how they're doing their own thing and I'm doing my own thing and our life is taking us in different places ever since graduating college. And I think it's especially a little bit weird for me because it's like I'm basically starting over. Like, don't know anyone really. I mean, have some friendly faces I know that will be welcoming me when I get there, like through people I've connected with on social media, but for the most part don't know where I'm going. And really like this whole master's and thesis in Sweden is really funny to think how this all happened by chance. When I was applying to go abroad in my bachelor's, like Stockholm was my second choice. And I didn't get my first choice because literally it boiled down to the fact that there was so many people who applied to go to the Italy program from my school and I hadn't taken Italian already, and that was basically like the deciding factor of why I didn't get in. So that was such a blessing in disguise because now I'm like, that put me on my original path to Sweden. And now look where it's taking me, going back. Damn, I love a good molasses cookie. I hope I can find something similar to this while I'm in Sweden. If not, I'll survive because I love myself a good canabule. This feels very like the summer before going to college for the first time. Like I stayed home and I worked and saved money, and then I went to college, and then everything changed from there. I like wouldn't change a thing about where I went and got my bachelor's and like what I did there. Loved my college education, but now it's like I'm completely starting kind of from scratch all over again, which is scary to think about. But I'm very looking forward to the growth that's going to come out of this experience. Like, I'm going to meet so many people. I'm going to grow in so many ways. I'm going to be challenged in so many ways. Like, I'm so excited for that. And I think there's something about just the environment of Sweden or certain parts of it that really challenged me specifically. Like, I think my first time there, I got really comfortable with being on my own and doing my own thing. So I feel like now that I'm going back with that capability, and like obviously I've worked on it, but now I feel a lot more prepared in so many ways to go back for the second time in Sweden. To be honest, it's kind of weird thinking about where my life is going to go after this. Like, what's going to happen when after my first year? Am I going to be back in Maine next summer, or am I going to be in Sweden or somewhere else? Same after I actually graduate. Like, it's hard to know what's going to happen. Like, if I'll end up staying there, or if I'll end up going somewhere else, or if I'll end up coming back to the US. And I think that's really freaking me out in some sense because, like, you can only prepare for so much and do so much to get ready for a big change, like moving abroad. So that, like, anxiety of some sense of like not knowing what's coming after this next chapter and not knowing if this next chapter is all going to be worth it in the end is definitely something that's freaking me out. But I also need to keep remembering or keep telling myself that, like, this next chapter is going to be so magical. Like, even if I don't end up staying there after these next 2 years, like, it'll be such a cool experience to be like, yeah, I lived in Sweden for 2 years to get my master's. Like, that's such a cool experience. And I think that'll, like, I'll just be better for it at the end of this 2 years. Literally, today has just been running around. I woke up at like 6 a.m. just because I think I was a little bit anxious of how much I still needed to do because I do tend to push a lot of things to the very last minute that won't necessarily take me a lot of time, but just like little small things that I'll need to get done. And I think it makes me feel more prepared in some sense, like checking so many things off the day before, like, okay, like you're prepared, like you got this. Even though the majority of the things have been done in advance already, like this morning, I printed out all of my travel documents, just where I'm staying for getting my master's, like copy of my residence permit application and it being granted, admission to the school, like proof that I paid this first semester. While most cases I really don't ever need this much information, I always like to just have it all just on a physical copy, especially when I'm traveling, just because it gives me some peace of mind, even if I don't end up having to use it. It's like if they ask for something, I'm like, oh, I have it, and I can just pull it out of my folder. And it's also nice to have like a hard copy when I'm there too, until I actually get my real residence card and stuff. I also just spent like time this morning, like running errands, like picking up my prescription and getting just like some toiletries and stuff that I can take with me. So when I get there, I don't have to worry about running out of stuff like in the first couple weeks. Obviously, I didn't get like everything. Like, I'm gonna get like shampoo and conditioner and like stuff like that there, but like moisturizer and like Aquaphor and just like little things like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll get a second one. Like, same with like deodorant and stuff. Like, I'll bring it with me just so I don't have to worry about it when I'm there. I think like doing all these last little minute things like really does give me some peace of mind in sense, like, so I don't have to worry about it over like these next couple weeks. Like, I'm good. Really hoping for a good night's sleep tonight just because I always get anxious with like these sort of things. Like, it's a big change and I want to make sure everything is in order and like done properly. So it's like, damn, I really got to get these things going together. I also do think I'm an overpacker in a lot of ways. Like, I brought my projector, or at least I'm trying to fit it in, because I'm like, I spent like 150 bucks on it. Like, I kind of want this for my room. Like, if I have the room to slip it in my suitcase, why not? Same with like other small random things. Like, I want to make sure I have space for, extra little bags or just like regular technology stuff and all my winter gear. My winter gear is taking up a lot of space, I have to say. I may have to shed a jacket, but I really don't want to. Just because I love everything that I have. So like I want to bring it because I'm going to be less motivated to buy stuff when I'm there. I really don't want to go up to a third suitcase, but we'll see. Because I have two checked bags, a carry-on suitcase, and my like tote bag. And that should be enough. Theoretically, it should be enough. If I have to lose something, like one or two things, like the projector, then so be it. But I think for the most part, I should be able to get everything there. I just need to be smart about how I distribute the weight. Well, honestly, I think I'm going to leave it here. This is going to be a really quick episode just because there's so much to do and my family's coming in a half hour. Next episode will be in Sweden, which is so exciting. I'm going to have a real fika, get some like real good tea over there, and then like a cannabule or some kind of Swedish baked good that's just going to crush this cookie, even though it's pretty good. But next episode is in Sweden. Excited. We're finally here. We're closing the main chapter, closing the getting ready chapter. All of this preparation is finally ready to be done and executed. And it is now actually time to go to Sweden. It's just crazy to think about. Months of planning and organizing and getting everything in order, and it's now actually time to go to Sweden. But I always wonder how we get here, but we got here. And yeah, so I will see you in the next one, and I'll see you soon, Sweden, in a couple days.